Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. In the translation of that message, the first one, it reads like this: "Hello, how are you? Can you please post my own story as anonymous? I am a South African man and I want you to assist me. If there is anyone that you know, I am willing to do anything now. So I have since sacrificed my daughter, and this is the proof that I have. And I know that these Nigerian witch doctors, they are for real, because if they were scammers, my daughter was not going to die. My daughter did not die in an accident. My daughter died in the same way that the Nigerian man from TikTok that was assisting me told me that this is the way that your daughter is going to die. So unfortunately, when I was supposed to send this man money, I thought that I was going to work at least for about 4 months, just removing rent money, transport money. Then the rest of the money, I was going to be sending the money to him in Nigeria so that we can begin with the process. Because this Nigerian, what he does is that if you want to become a ritualist, you sacrifice first. Before you say anything, you sacrifice. Then after that, he will tell you the money that he wants. And if you are unable to give him the money, then it means that you can't have a deal with him. So this is how I met this Nigerian man. Ever since I joined Facebook, that was all that I wanted, to find someone that can help me so that I can become a money-making ritualist. And then TikTok came along and I joined TikTok as well. I never thought that on TikTok, that was when I was going to meet this man. We started talking after I saw his videos as he was doing his juju magic. I just thought that it was one of those people that just lie that they can help you to become so wealthy. We spoke, and after he had convinced me, because he said that the first step when you want to become a ritualist, he does not need your money. He said that all that you do is you buy your own data and then you buy some eggs. He wanted 3 eggs from me. So after work, I then bought some eggs. I only bought that small crate that has only 6 eggs, and I went home. I told him that I had the eggs and he was like, it is fine. We were doing this whilst I was on TikTok and I was on WhatsApp as well. He told me that I was supposed to wait until it was 1 a.m. I did not sleep, to tell you the truth. I took my Rambo movies and I started repeating those movies until it was 1 a.m. when he told me to go outside. I went outside. There is a creature that I saw that looked more like a god, but this creature came to me and then it just disappeared. I then rushed back indoors because I was so scared of the thing that I had seen. I told him that I had seen an animal, but this goat, it was different from the goats that I had seen before because it was as big as a cow. He told me that the first stage was done and I was going to lose my daughter. And when he said that I was going to lose my daughter, he then said in the next sentence, "Do you allow me to take your daughter from you, to take your soul?" And I said, "Yes, I do allow you to take my daughter from me so that I can become rich." So I had my daughter when I was still in high school. She was staying with my baby mama, and I gave him the permission to take her life away. And he told me that my daughter was going to die because of a certain disease that I can't share with you here, just in case if the mother listened to this type of confessions. So the same way that he said that my daughter was going to die, that is exactly what happened to my daughter. She felt so sick, and within a very short period of time, my daughter stopped breathing and she passed away. We buried my daughter. I returned back to that man and I said, "This is where I am right now. As you told me, you told me that my daughter was going to die of a certain disease. I'll just say that my daughter passed away because of a terrible headache." And I said, "Just like you told me, my daughter, I was called by her mother that she has been sick and she has been bleeding from the nose for a couple of days and they don't know what to do anymore. And they went with her to the clinic, as you told me that if they go with her to the clinic, then it is over. She is going to die. Well, I came back. I buried my daughter. What is the next stage? Where is the money? I want the money now. And the guy then told me that in order for me to receive this money, because it was still in his country, in Nigeria, and it was supposed to fly in the spirit for it to come to South Africa, and I will be able to start making the money. He told me that this money will just appear. Sometimes it can just appear even in my hands. I can see that I now have 10K, or in my pockets. I'll just feel that there is now money in my pockets. That is how things were going to be like. So I was so excited. I said how much, and when he told me the amount that I was supposed to pay in stage number 2, I then said, okay, is it fine that I can pay you this amount, since it is quite a lot, over about 2 to 3 or 4 months if I am unable to send it all at once? And he said, take your time, but you are not supposed to go past 5 months. I was like, okay, that is fine. I will be able to do that. I knew that at work, the money that I was making, if I pay rent, my transport, then I can send the rest of the money to Nigeria. As for food, I'll just hustle. I am a man, as long as I have meal. And I said that this is only going to be a suffering for about 4 months. So even if I eat pap and water, I did not care, because I had already suffered in poverty for almost all of my life. So 4 months was not going to be too much. It was a sacrifice that I was willing to make. I had already sacrificed my daughter anyway. So unfortunately at work, that was when I got fired for no reason at all. There was another guy who did his stupid deal at work, and then he got me involved, even though I never benefited anything. But my boss then said, why didn't you tell me that this is what was happening? And I was scared to pimp. You know, it is not a nice thing. It can get you killed. So I remained quiet, and that is why I got fired. I can say that each and every black person was fired from that company. So the boss, he always wanted to fire us black people so that he can hire some foreigners in his company, and he took that opportunity. He fired every black South African because of that deal that another guy had done. As for me, this came at the wrong time. I was unable to send the money to Nigeria. I lied to this man and I told him that I was going to send, but I knew that I did not have the money. And when he saw that I did not have the money to send him, that was when he told me that the deal is over. He said, the deal is over. And I said, man, you cannot say that the deal is over. I have already buried my daughter. How can you say that the deal is over? He then said that if you still want this deal, we go back to stage number 1. We start again. You find someone that you love in your family, your blood, whom you will be willing to offer to that animal that you saw in form of a god. But he said that it is a Nigerian god, and I have to offer the person that I love to that creature that I saw at night. We start all over again, and then I will have to make a payment. And he said that this time around, since you are wasting my time, I want you to make the payment in full. So that is the challenge. I am currently unemployed, and I have already lost my daughter. All for what? For nothing. Now I am willing to go the extra mile. If there is anyone whom you know who can assist me to become a ritualist, I really do not care. Even if they say that I have to sacrifice the whole of South Africa, so be it, so that I can just enjoy. Because the guilt and the shame that I have in my heart each and every time when I see my ex-girlfriend, it hurts me a lot seeing her pain. If I was going to make some money, it was going to be okay, because I was going to be able to take care of her so that she can forget about the pain. I am unemployed and my daughter is long gone. If there is someone who has seen the devil, who deals with the devil, please bring him to me. My arms are wide open for that person. My heart is wide open for the devil, so that he can give me what belongs to me. He promised me money, but because I failed him, yes, I know that I failed Lucifer, but I am willing to do this once more. It is just that this time around, I don't want to start by sacrificing one that is my relative. I just want the proof of the money first before the blood ritual. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our brother right there. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. Then the second confession, it comes from a translation of a message that I received, and this confession was sent to me by one of our dear sister who is saying that she needs advice. So the message that she sent to me, it reads like this: hello brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? I am a young Zimbabwean woman who is currently staying in Johannesburg, and I do date this other guy who has been taking good care of me. You can say that he is my blesser. He is much older than I am. He's someone that has money, and my friend has told me that I am kind of like mad because of the things that I have been allowing this guy to do to me. So my friend, I used to trust her a lot, and I would follow all of her advices that she would give to me, but I stopped following her advices after I had found some messages in my blesser's phone, and my friend was trying to mess around with my relationship, flirting with my blesser. So I don't know if what she is saying, if it is real or not, but I know that you can help me, Brother Nashi. Your listeners can help me. So what happened, Brother Nash, is that I nearly died in a jacuzzi there in Dubai. We were staying at this other hotel, and then that was when this blesser of mine told me that he wanted me to put my head underneath the water whilst he was busy sleeping with me, and he gave me money. And my mom does not even know that I nearly died in a jacuzzi because he was holding my head down in the water until I stopped breathing. When I woke up, when I started vomiting the water that I had swallowed, I then saw him. He was crying. He was kneeling in the bathroom where we were, and I was lying on the floor. I was like, what really happened to me? That was when she said to me what had happened was that he had pushed me into the water and kept my head in the water until I stopped responding, and he was enjoying too much for him to notice that I was losing my life. I could not breathe anymore. So that is what happened, and he said that he was sorry. He then gave me $2,000, and then he bought my mother a car. My mom does not even know that her daughter nearly died when I was in Dubai, sacrificing for him, sacrificing for my child that is back home in Zim as well. So when I told my friend this story, she said, you are mad. The way that you love this guy, he is going to kill you. So this man, I do understand him, but I understand him because he do take care of me. He told me that he does not do these things to his wife because he is scared that his wife is going to judge him, like what he enjoys. He told me, he was open enough with me. He said that he has a fantasy of sleeping with a woman like the way that he sleeps with me, but pretending as if he is busy abusing me. That is what he told me. And he said, if you are able to give me that fantasy, then I am going to take good care of you. So I really do not even know where to begin. I am really confused. So he has this other whip that he uses on me, and he has these fairy pink handcuffs that he always chain me with, and he will start to hit me or sometimes choke me until I can't breathe anymore, and then that is when he will release me. And each and every time when I give him some good acting, then the guy will give me money. So I met this guy at this other invite only party. I went there with my friend, and then that was when I saw the guy. He was looking at me. He came to me, then he started speaking with me, and he was so excited that I was from Zim, as he is also from Zim. He told me that he loves a woman that loves pain, that can handle pain during intercourse. And he was like, how rough do you want it? And I did not even know what to say, but it was not a joke. And then the first time when we met up, when we made love, this guy, he took me to a hotel. Listen, I have dated blessers like forever, and most of these blessers, they have money, but some of them are quite stingy. They will end up taking you to a guest house that is so dangerous. But this guy, he treated me like a queen. He took me to this other 5-star hotel. I had slept in a hotel before, but never slept in a 5-star hotel. When we got to that hotel, and then that was when he said to me, I was supposed to go and bath. And when we got out of the car, he then took this other suitcase that he had. And when he opened that suitcase, when we were in our room, to my surprise, I saw that there was a police uniform and then there was a maid's uniform. It was just a short maid's uniform, and my behind was all out in the open. And he had also bought for me a G-string panty, and he told me that I was supposed to wear that. And I then said, this uniform, but it was not an original SAPS uniform. It was just blue in color with a fake badge. He even had that reflector that South African police wear, and those boots that they do wear that were neatly polished, but they were not originals. He was just wanting to look like a police officer, including the cap as well. So this guy then said to me, I was supposed to go and bath because we were going to do what he said, role playing. I had never done it in my life, and he told me that he grew up around white people and he's always hanging around white people, and that is what they love. During love making, they do some things that we Africans do not understand. I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. I was telling myself in my heart that I have to do whatever that he wants me to do because he's my blesser. He's going to bless me for good acting. And if I tell him that I don't want to do it, he's not going to give me money, or maybe he's going to find another woman that will be willing to do it, to even go an extra mile just for the sake of money. So I went into the bath. I washed myself. After refreshing, that was when I took that mini maid dress and I wore it, and it was so super nice. And then that was when I came out. To my surprise, he was wearing that police officer uniform. He looked like a South African police officer, and he said, no, you did not act surprised. You are supposed to act like you are surprised as a Zimbabwean that is living illegally in South Africa. That is what we are going to be doing. I am going to be a police officer that is going to try to arrest you, and you are going to bribe me with love making. So then I returned back to the bathroom, and when I came out, that was when he told me that I was supposed to pretend as if I was shocked seeing a police officer in that hotel room. And then he said to me, where is your passport? And I said, my passport, it is in my handbag. And he walked with me to where I had placed my handbag, and then he said, show me your passport. I then took out my passport and I then showed him the passport, and he said, but you don't have a permit to be working in this country. Why don't you have a permit? I'm going to arrest you. He opened up his traveling bag, and then he took those pink handcuffs, and then he said, I am going with you to the police station unless, and I said, unless what? And he said, unless if you give me something and I'm going to release you. This guy, Brother Nash, he made me to sleep in bed, and he started sleeping with me whilst he was wearing that police officer uniform, and he was like, I am enjoying you, foreigner. And he said that that is what he enjoys to do, role playing. That was fine with me. Brother Nash, me and this guy, whenever we go on vacations or when I go to his house, he always has this black leather suitcase which he says that the wife does not even know about. So it contains the whip that he uses when he wants to beat me. Then there are ropes, nipple clamps, blindfolds. Then there is this other electrical thing, like if he presses it on your skin, it can choke you just a little bit, not that much painful. So that is what this man always carry when we go on vacations, or if we are going to be sleeping with each other. So there was even one time when he said that he wanted me to pretend as if I was a god. Yes, he said that pretend as if you are a god. He wanted role playing where he was going to be sleeping with an animal. Can you imagine? But I have stayed with him. He like it when I scream. He like it when I pretend as if I am scared with him. There are too many red flags in this relationship, yet I am still staying with this man. He likes pretending to be someone that abuse women in bed. Yes, I said it. He does not want to make love to a woman. No, this man wants you to act as if he is busy abusing you. When he is on top of you, you must punch him, you must hit him, you must scream, you must say, stop it. No, I don't want to sleep with you. And sometimes he can release you and he can say run, and he will start to follow you, and he can say words like, you are a little dirty slut, I'm going to be doing this to you. And sometimes he can be like, shut up, I don't want to hear you, and he will be holding you, choking you. There was this other time when his wife had returned back to him. We were at his mansion, and then load shedding happened. After load shedding had happened in the estate where they are staying, soon after the load shedding, most of the people, they have big generators that kicks in automatically. This guy, he went there and he switched off that generator. So when he came back, Brother Nashi, that was when he grabbed a knife, and we were in the dark. So when he grabbed that knife, I said, God, now I am going to die. He started chasing after me, and this is like a big mansion, and it has so many rooms, and I don't know like how to navigate that mansion. As he was chasing after me, he was like, today I am going to kill you. I then ran into this spare bedroom where I hid in that bedroom, but somehow he found me, and then that was when he grabbed me and he threw me to the bed. He then placed that cold knife on my neck, and he told me that he wanted to stab me to death. He sliced me just a little bit, so much that it was painful. So I thought that this was no longer acting. This guy wanted to kill me, and I started crying. As I was crying, this man, he enjoyed like I had never seen him enjoying. Soon after that, that was when he apologized, and he said that the way that you got so scared, it started exciting me, and he apologized and he gave me money. So the time when I nearly died in Dubai, we went on a vacation and we were staying in Burj Khalifa. It was so beautiful. We were in the dining area having our gold cocktails. The guy then told me that he wanted me to come and sit on his lap. So I did. I went and I sat on his lap, and he showed me his phone. It was a video of people that were making love in the jacuzzi. He was like, have you ever tried jacuzzi bondage? And I was like, wow, no, even though I did not want to do it, but I had to agree since I was with him in Dubai. We got to the bedroom, but he was the first one who went to the bedroom. He called some hotel staff and he was like, come here, and they spoke in secret, and then he sent them to prepare the room, and he said that he was going to call me. He then went to the room. Then I waited for a couple of minutes, and he said, babe, now you can come up. And then I went. When I got to the bedroom, opening up the door, I was like, wow, this is so wonderful. There were rose petals everywhere. The lights, they had been switched off. There were candles on the floor, on the bed, and on the bed, the US dollars, he had made love out of the US dollars, and in the middle there were some expensive chocolates as well as some jewelry. I was like, wow, this is so wonderful. And he was like, babe, I am in the bathroom. And then I took some lingerie and I went into the bathroom. When I got into the bathroom, he tied me with a velvet rope around my wrist, and he was behind me. Nice romantic music was playing. That was when he said, let us get into the jacuzzi. We got there. The next thing that I know, he had my head and he held it underneath the water. I struggled to breathe and he released me. I came up gasping for air and he started laughing, and he was like, oh babe, I like it when you fight for air. It really turns me on. I swear, Brother Nashin, this was so terrifying and traumatic for me. And then that was when he said, my love, I can give you more money. I just want that experience to watch you as if you are about to give up on life whilst I am busy enjoying you. Because I love money, I agreed to do that. When I agreed to do that, Brother Nashi, that was when he started choking me and he pushed me into the water. He took it a step further. I started blaring out and I even saw my dead grandfather, and then I blacked out, and when I woke up, I was lying on the cold floor and he was sitting somewhere else and he was traumatized. I asked him what is wrong, and he said that I thought that I had killed you. I'll never do this again. I took it too much. So the guy apologized to me. and we returned back to South Africa. So this is what has been happening in my relationship. I don't pay rent. I drive a nice second hand that looks new, an Audi A4, and I use Apple products and I enjoy life, but it has been on my heart for a couple of months now. Like, what am I doing? What if this guy in his madness, if he kills me? He's weird. I know that he likes to see me in pain, but I just love the way that he takes care of me. Who can buy a car for my mom? I guess there is no man that can do that sacrifice for me. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our sister right there. Let us try to speak with her in the comment section. She has been given advice already by her friend, but she says that she does not trust her friend because her friend, she thinks that loves her blesser as well. Let us try to talk with him in the comment section. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. Yo.